Life used to be normal. Unlimited travels, no social distancing, no curfews, no face masks, and no fear. But then, COVID-19 happened. And just like that, our story has changed. It's been more than a year, but some parts of the world are still in the battlefield. Globedism, you are about to witness how the Philippines is dealing with COVID's wrath by initiating following ideas brought by the global society. Let's go. The notion of a global is essential. A global societies cannot be about one nations, no matter how big or influential it is. A global society must be international. This happens when the nations are interconnected. So when something happens in one part of the world, it is felt in another part. Globalization entails extending communication, knowledge, and information to everybody in aims of becoming a collaborative culture where people, despite of their genetic or cultural difference, can still coexist, work, and learn together. In other words, a global society can be described as one which has overgrown the tendency to pull apart and has embraced a new culture of sharing and networking with people from all different backgrounds, mindsets, cultures, religions, and other differences that in the past were used as an excuse to keep us separated.
In the middle of the pandemic, a citizen set up a little bamboo cart along Maginhawa Street in Quezon City, stocked with canned food, fresh veggies, vitamins, face masks, and other supplies. A homemade sign on cardboard at the top of the cart said, "Maginhawa Community Pantry. Take only what you require, give as much as you can." The initiative took off in the next week. Community pantries have been springing up all across Metro Manila, ultimately reaching as far as Iligan City in Mindanao's extreme southern area. The effort has struck a chord in the Philippines, where people have been battling the virus for years. Community pantries not only exhibit generosity, they also demonstrate respect and consideration for others. Most of those who line up for ours take just enough for themselves and their families, mindful that others behind them are also in need. There is no sign of the type of hoarding that was evident in supermarkets across the world at the onset of the pandemic. Instead, the system is built on what Filipino sociologist Randy David describes as faceless giving and discreet receiving. The community pantry helps both the government and local communities. It also helps people build relationships within their neighborhood.
Wearing a mask is not only important, it is life-saving. Increased awareness is one of the best ways to fight the spread of the virus. Wearing masks when you are around people to help stop the spread of COVID-19. These are the countries giving aid to Philippines during coronavirus pandemic. Singapore donated 43,000 coronavirus testing kits and 1 polymerase chain reaction or PCR machine. On June 29, the Temasek Foundation, a non-profit organization in Singapore, also donated 100 oxygen concentrators to the Department of Health and various local government hospitals in the Philippines. China donated 100,000 testing kits, 100,000 surgical masks, and 40,000 N95 masks, and 50,000 PPEs, 5,000 face shield, and 30 ventilators on April 13. The Chinese government also donated 3.075 million kilograms of rice for over 500,000 Filipino families. China's Consulate General in Cebu also donated a 16-seater ambulance to Department of Health Central Visayas. The United States donated nearly 203.9 million or $4 million in health assistance to help the Philippines. Aside from this, 10 million pesos worth of PPE was also delivered to 14 health facilities. Japan. Embassy will support the Department of Health through the provision of state-of-the-art medical equipment such as CT scanners, X-ray machines, MRI systems, and hemodialysis machines, which will be installed in key hospitals, and laboratory surveillance sites will also be set up across the Philippines.
One of the effects of the global society is that people nowadays are frequently using the social media. Now, what is social media? Social media is any internet communication tool that allows users to broadly share content and engage with the public online. An example of the commonly used social media platforms are Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, and etc. During this time of pandemic, online social engagement provides an important sense of continuity when face-to-face routines are disrupted, since people are restricted to go outside due to community quarantine protocols and travel restrictions. By letting the people connect virtually, social media has the potential in improving our mental health and also helps in slowing the spread of COVID-19 by encouraging health-promoting behaviors. Even the government health sectors also use it as a medium to spread awareness about the virus and how to prevent it by sharing or posting the minimum health standards. Though it cannot be prevented that there could be false information spreading out in any social media platforms, however, we cannot deny the truth that in this time of pandemic, it helps us to be an informed citizen while staying at home.
Most of our daily activities were not confined to our homes to work, study, travel, and simply unwind, leaving our homes for a great amount of time. But when COVID-19 hit, everything went upside down. The outside became a battlefield. Those who dare go out will face its consequences. To keep everyone protected, widespread stay-at-home campaigns were initiated. At first, we felt restricted and gained. Later on, we appreciated the benefits.
Restrictions like social distancing or physical distancing or shelter-in-place type orders have been found to be effective in some areas, mostly in combination as well with other strategies like testing and close contact tracing to flatten the curve in their areas, and those have been very successful.
When we realized the urgency of the call,
Stay home.
we took
Stay
heed
home.
as a community, together, hand in hand.
We need to stop the spread of this virus, and we can only do it together.
It's only going to work if we all do it together.
Let's act like we live in a community, not just by ourselves.
We can all come together collectively to stop the spread of this virus.
Not just to protect ourselves, but to protect others and all the older people you love.
The longer we stay out there, the longer coronavirus remains a threat, and the longer the medical system really struggles.
We became one of the frontliners. We became heroes just by staying indoors.
Or take up a hobby.
The battle may not be over, but the faith and determination of the Filipino people are being drawn by the support from the global society. Philippines is indeed a part of a global village that shows accountability for each and everyone, near or far. This global society might be too confusing to some, but it has already contributed a lot to our lives without us even noticing it. By just simply partaking in any campaign for the betterment of the globe, we become global citizens. As I like to call it, globedizens. You see? Now it's time for you to join the league. Are you up? Of course, you